Hey, how's it going, everyone? Today, I'm back with another video. If you guys don't know me, I'm a day trader, entrepreneur, NCAA athlete. We're starting out today by headed to the gym. We're gonna hit a nice little lift there, and then we will go about building the business, kind of keeping that episode going from the last time where it's just kind of building, creating, and having you guys follow along, kind of documenting the journey in a really authentic way, not one of those like bullshit, flashy, TikTok guru type of way. So let's get going. So we're on the way to the gym right now, and there's something kind of important that I want to talk about, or at least it's important to me. So I always hear people talking about like the power of manifestation and the law of attraction, and when people like first started telling me about it, I was like, okay, like this is complete and utter bullshit. Like, this doesn't matter. If I write down any goal 1,000 times, nothing is gonna happen. I'm gonna have a piece of paper and maybe like a broken pencil. But the more that I like thought about it, and the more that I kind of did this unknowingly, I realized how it actually works. And it's interesting because people seem to approach it as if the part that makes it work is writing it down and saying like, all right, that's like end of the story. I wrote it down. That's my goal. I'm going to make it happen because it's what I'm thinking of. And it only makes sense to me. And from what I've observed with it is that the reason that it works, the reason that the law of attraction and manifesting good things and your goals to happen works is simply because you're constantly reminding yourself of what it is that you're after. If every single day you look at something, you're like, all right, this is what I'm going to make happen. Eventually what's going to happen is you're going to start thinking about the steps to get there. You know, you start focusing, all right, my goal is to accomplish, I'm on the way to the gym. My goal is to accomplish a 225 bench press. If you think about that every day, you know, maybe a week in, you're going to start thinking, wait, the way to do this is I'm going to progressively overload my max. I'm going to start hitting more chest and shoulders days. I'm going to, you know, lock in on my macros. And you're going to become so obsessed around this goal that you're just going to start naturally considering and coming up with steps towards it. And then once you start implementing those, it's inevitable that it's going to happen that one day you're going to be, you know, benching 225, you know, have 10,000 followers on TikTok, have 6 figures in the bank account, all these different things. It's the power of it is in figuring out the puzzle, you know. Right now you're looking at the box, looking at how the picture is going to look, and you just need to figure out where the puzzle pieces are and how to link them in with each other. To me, that's the power of the law of attraction. I guess that's my little rant on it. So we just finished up at the gym. I opened up with some deadlifts. I was going light but quick, working on some stuff for running, because after all, I'm not a bodybuilder, I'm an athlete. And then I went into just kind of like back day stuff. I didn't do cardio at the gym today because this evening I'm going back to the high school I graduated from to help coach some of the young runners, give them some of the sauce from my college program. So I'm on my way back. I actually have a bit of an agenda that I plan on doing today of work when I get back. So trading wise, last night I had a nice trade in Asia session. Scalping, I believe the trade was for about 650 profit on an NQ long. I'll play the clip of that after this one. And then today we had 2 NQ bot signals. The first one was a great long signal around 9:50 a.m. EST. And that one flew up to about 2,000 profit, but then it was a delayed exit. But I tossed that free signal out in the Discord, and we had some guys pass their eval, some guys make a few bands off of that one just from like setting that stop loss and trailing it, which is the magic of the NQ bot, is it gives you those phenomenal entries. You'll be great as long as you trail your stop loss. That is part of what I have on my to-do list is I've been working on optimizing these bots, and I came up with an idea to fix the exit on the NQ1, because I find it is a little bit delayed, and that's why you can't fully automate the NQ bot, but you can use it for awesome like signals. And so that's what I'm working on. I'm working on fixing the exits with the NQ bot, because the entries are just like insane. And then there was a second NQ signal, which was a short right after the exit on the long, and that should printed for, I think that one printed for about $2,000. So that was really good. And I sent that free signal also out in our free Discord server. And we had a ton of other free members get closer to payouts. We had one guy pass 5 copy traded evals off of that, so that was a good feeling. And then no trades on the gold bot. But the big thing that I'm working on is I've been working on optimizing this NQ1, which is part of why this subscription is so valuable, is because it's constantly getting optimized and developed and further refined for current market conditions. Because November was a huge month, made about like 66K, 67K over both trading bots with 2 minis on them. But then December on NQ was a little bit choppy. But the thing was, with the NQ bot, there was still like insane success on it if you manually traded those signals, but fully automated just wasn't working great because of those exits. But the gold bot still made about like 25 on its own, I want to say, fully automated. So, you know, you definitely can't complain about that. And that's on one account too. So when I'm headed back, I'm going to do a little bit more work on optimizing. I'll show the exact trades NQBot took, and then we'll talk about some other stuff at that point. So I'll see you there. Alright, so right here, the 2 trades that I was talking about. Wish the camera would focus a little bit better on them, but it's alright. Make this a little better for you to see. So right here, long scan plus 20, we entered here. The thing is, this is what I mean right here. You could have caught all this as profit, and that was about a $1,950 profit right at the tip. So if you set that stop loss total up, you still would have made profit on that. And then we shorted right at the top of this candle, and we closed the position right down here. So if I go down to the P&L, this is if the strategy is completely automated. That second one we made 4,400, and the first one we lost 15. But you can see here the run up. So that one there, realistically, if you were manually trading that, there's no way you let that lose. Like, I'm sorry, there's no way you let that lose. And this one just banked. And the best thing is when this one closed, it still kept running. So you could have trailed that stop loss, and you could have caught all this if you really wanted to, or even all the way down here. Shows the power of the 2 bots that we had today, or the 2 trades we had today. And right after this, I will post, or not post, I guess I'll edit in the my clip from my Asia session trade review, and you guys can check that one out. And this trade right here, see, edge indicator says we were in bull trend all throughout this, which is obviously still the case. We're just doing a little recap here. So I entered this trade because I saw really strong bullish price action. I saw that there wasn't really resistance that we were running into between these points right here, except for potentially a point of resistance here, so I figured that was basically no risk. And there was strong bullish volume all throughout as well. So I entered right here and entered up at the top here for about 3 RR, which was $650, which is a nice start to the brand new Lightning account that I just started. You can see that right there. So nice way to go into the next day and get some rest to have some more success. Alright, so here's the tricky thing, is while I'm trying to optimize this bot, as you can see in the trades that I showed you before, is that it has that great entry, but the exit is a little delayed or whatnot. So the tricky thing is about optimizing this, and the reason I'm not really going to show it is because it is so boring to watch. I thought about it, and I was like, oh, I'm going to show them like this behind the scenes stuff, but it's just like, no, like there's no point, because what it is it's me doing minor little tweaks to the strategy, suggesting it just cut at certain points, and then I backtest it and see how it performs in recent history compared to how the current one does, and then I look at all the individual trades and see what it understood well and what it understood wrong. So I'm not actually going to show that because I'm not trying to waste your time, but that is something that I'm working on. It's something I've been talking about in the Discord server, and it's just proof, you know, like things work very well, but it depends on the market. But this stuff, if we look back at it, these strategies do work long term, and that's the thing that really matters. These tiny tweaks make it very profitable in the short term, completely automated. But if you have that brain of a trader, you understand a little bit more. With the NQ bot, you're still making bank. I mean, today, even though we took that loss, still would have made three bands on that today. which is, I mean, that's close to what I did, because I did set that stop loss, so it was, for me, it was a little bit closer to like 5 on this one, and then $600 last night from that Asia scalp. But that's me. Like, obviously, someone jumping into the strategy isn't going to make the same as the person who literally created it, you know. The gold bot, you're going to immediately be profitable no matter how much you know about trading, because the fact that fully automated, it is absolutely profitable. You know, like 70% win rate with like over a 3 RR, which is just like absolutely absurd. And it's been like that for the past like 6 or 7 months. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with the optimizing. I was going to show you guys, but that's just like unnecessary, and I don't want to bore you guys. So what you just saw me doing right there was writing down some of the goals that I have for myself personally. I'm not going to share them with you at the moment because of the fact that they're mine and they're very intimate to me. But I find this very important because the second like big topic that I kind of want you guys to take away from this, as like compared to just like the law of attraction kind of rant that I gave earlier, is the importance of defining yourself as someone that you respect. You want to be able to hold yourself accountable. You want to be able to rely on yourself. You want to respect yourself to the absolute utmost, because if you lost everything that you own, lost all of your friends, who do you have? Like, what's left there if you're deserted on an island? It's just you. And you have to be able to trust yourself, respect yourself to make things work. If every time shit went wrong, I couldn't trust myself to make it work, I would have never made the algorithm. I would have never, like, I probably wouldn't even be here if I didn't make things work. You have to be able to write down things for yourself, these to-do lists, these little things that you don't think really matter. I can't even, like, explain how much they've, like, for me, defined who I am. It sounds silly, but if you write something down that you are going to do today, you need to hold yourself accountable for getting that done today. You know, I'm writing down these big goals here because these are things that I want to accomplish, not right now, but these are just goals. Things that I want to do, and if I can't accomplish them, then logically, why should I trust myself? If that makes sense. You want to turn yourself into someone that you can respect, someone that you value, because no one else has any reason to believe all of this stuff about you if you don't believe it, if that makes sense. And, you know, you can even LARP this. You can write down simple things where you're like, all right, my goal for today, first on the list, make my bed. Second on the list, get 5,000 steps in. Third on the list, do 20 push-ups. Fourth on the list, read 10 pages. These simple things, these set the blueprint for you to set these big goals where it's like, all right, my goal today is, you know, post 3 TikToks to promote the brand that I'm trying to create, so that I could chase that financial freedom and find something that really fills me with purpose. You know, building respect for yourself is very, very crucial, and that's defined a lot of who I am and defined a lot of what I've been able to achieve and what I'm hoping to achieve, and that's kind of a big foundation for it. So I hope that's something that you guys can try to think about, and, you know, maybe drop a comment if that's something that you're going to try to work on or how you're going to do that, because I'd appreciate that, because that's something that I don't really share. That's not something I talk about, but it's something that is huge, you know. So I guess that's the last big thing that I really wanted to share. With that being said, that's kind of the majority of my day and the big things that I wanted to show you guys to give you some maybe important takeaways or some good momentum or motivation going into the new year. To tackle this year and really make it yours, the big things you want to focus on are just like making the year your bitch, you know? Like, set these goals for yourself, go out and just make them happen. It's not just about saying you're going to do this. It's about saying you're doing this and thinking about and actually doing the steps that let you accomplish that. You know, write down these goals and then actually apply yourself to them. Respect yourself, and that's how you're going to attract everything that you want. And with that, I'm going to sign off for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, drop some comments if you found it helpful, and maybe check out the free little community I have in the description. I hope to see you guys all there. See you next time. Bye.